Hi guys, this is Matthew Tait. Now if you're seeing this video, it's because you and I are working one-on-one. And today I want to show you a couple of techniques that I'd like you to practice at home. So that way you're getting added value in between our one-on-one sessions. So if our sessions are 1 week apart or 2 weeks apart, that you can try and practice and see how these individual micro skills actually impact your life. I love skills that help us get our mind back to the present moment. And today I'd like to share with you a skill that for one-on-one coaching is really useful, for one-on-many presentations is useful, and also for interacting with anybody. In particular, I'm talking about where our minds will leave the room, but we need to be fully present. This particular skill that I find super useful is called expanded awareness. To briefly explain what this is, foveal vision or expanded awareness, as the name suggests, is where we take our vision using our eyes and we expand it. And when we're expanding our awareness for what we see with our eyes in front of us, what that does is it's using your eyes to drag your mind back into the room, back into the here and now. And this is useful. I'll share it with you in a moment, but this is useful because depression, anxiety, it's really our minds taking us off to another place to make us feel bad. Anxiety is grabbing a fear perhaps from the past, projecting it forward into the future. Depression is looking at our current situation and being upset based on our map of the world or how we think things should be. Now these are oversimplifications, of course, but what I want to do is start to train your mind to get back in the present moment. Whatever's going on in this present moment. Now, 99.9% of the time, the present moment is the safest place in the world. And so one thing I use for myself and one thing I use for clients is this expanded awareness. So why do we want expanded awareness? To drag our mind back in the room. Why do we want to drag our mind back into the room? Because if we're out there in Neverland, we're thinking about things that are threats. We're triggering a part of the brain called the amygdala, which then sends emotions rushing through the body. Sweaty palms, elevated heart rates, nervousness, all kinds of things start to generate once that thought pattern goes through the amygdala. Now, I won't give you a brain science lesson, but what I will do is let you know that the present moment reduces your anxiety. There's a range of different ways you can get there, of course. Meditation, yoga, all sorts of things. When you're present with what's going on right now, your anxiety does start to drop. So I call it a practice. I call it a rewiring of the mind. I call it a getting your mind to practice getting back into the moment. This is so powerful. So today, let's start doing our first lesson of expanded awareness. Now, while we're practicing this, you can practice this at home. You're going to look a bit weird at the start. That's okay. I'm going to give you the visual version first, and we'll give you the hidden version second. Meaning, we're going to do it in any situation. Nobody will know if you're in a crowded room. But let me take you through the physical version first, where you're by yourself in your bedroom or somewhere where no one can see you. This is what we're going to do. Okay, so I want you to look at a point on the wall. Look at a point, and you might look at my finger perhaps. You might look at my nose if you're looking at the screen. But focus on a point in front of you. It could be on your camera. Maybe you look at the lens. somewhere focused. Make sure you're sitting down first and focus on that point with your eyes. Now I want you to take your hands up like this, and I want you to look at that point straight ahead and then look at it with your peripheral vision, your fingers, and start to wiggle your fingers so you can see why it looks a bit weird. We're not doing this in public, we're doing this in private while we train your eyes to calm your brain. And what I want you to do is keep focusing on that point straight in front. Focus on that point and look at your fingers with your peripheral vision, moving it around. And I want you to move it around right to the side until you almost can't see them. And just play around with it, looking at that point straight in front and using your peripheral vision to see the fingers on both sides at the same time. So you're looking at three things really. You're looking at your peripheral vision with your fingers on this side, fingers on that side, on left and right, or for you, right and left. And you're also looking straight ahead. And do this for a minute. Keep doing it. Looking straight ahead. And what you notice is your eyes start to change their focus. Just wiggle those fingers. And I find I get shifts in the body. I find that I get sensations of, I calm down, but there's like a rewiring going on inside my body and inside my mind. Just keep going. Make sure you're concentrating on the point in front and you're really looking, using your mind to see your fingers at the side. And relax for a second. How did you go? Did you feel anything shifting up and down the body, in the mind? Now what this is doing is it's training your brain to get back in the present moment. You see, if you think about this from our ancestors' point of view, the men would go out to hunt. They would go out hunting, I don't know, a buffalo or whatever they hunted. And as you're hunting that buffalo, you have to block everything else out and just think about that buffalo. And you're tracking that buffalo. Your brain is purely focused on that buffalo. Getting to know what it needs, where it's going, reading that its tracks on the ground until you find the buffalo. And then it runs and you chase it and you're focused on that. And when you throw that spear, you have to be focused. This is what we're doing with anxiety. We're chasing something down to make sure it doesn't happen. Instead of chasing the buffalo for food, we're chasing the fear to make sure we understand every element of that fear. Our unconscious mind can't help it. And so bringing our mind back into the room, I personally find so powerful. I use it if I'm doing public speaking. I use it if I'm getting nervous in a conversation. I use it in my relationship. If I find my brain as a man wants to leave the room, maybe I'm in trouble for something, you know, it's like you want to, okay, I need to be here, I need to hear this as an adult. But the brain wants to depart the reservation, get the heck out of there. And so that's what I want for you guys, is to bring your mind back to the room. And so what I want you to do now is practice expanded awareness. Take that point in front of you, take your fingers, focus on that point, and then peripheral vision around to the side. You probably only have to do it for 20 or 30 seconds. I find this makes a big difference. Practice this once a day, every day. Maybe just before you brush your teeth would be a good time to do it. You're in the bathroom, there's no one around, you can have your little spirit fingers. This is the name my mentor gave to it. He called it spirit fingers. It's kind of looks like that, right? It's also another they use this technique in NLP circles as well, for helping you find answers. But for now, we're just focusing on getting back in the room. Get our mind back in the room, not thinking about what's going on outside of us, the people in our lives and what they did to us and how they made us feel. We're just here and now. And so there's nothing else. Now, it's just a technique to drag your mind back into the room. It won't necessarily, obviously, fix anything that's deeper or heal anything that's deeper, but it does start to practice some of the basics that you need in life. Foveal vision, expanded awareness, practice it every morning when you're brushing your teeth. Or you find somewhere in your routine where this equals that. Brush your teeth equals foveal vision for 30 seconds and just practice it. Now what you'll find is, during your day, you can then walk around and you can look straight ahead at something, if you're in a safe environment, of course, maybe sitting down, and you can start to notice if there's someone on one side with a coloured shirt and then there's another maybe coloured shirt on that side, you can see if you can picture, by looking straight ahead, coloured shirt over here, coloured shirt over there, or whatever item or element you see. And you'll expand your vision. And as you expand your vision, it drags your mind back into the room. I hope that helps, guys. I know it certainly helps me. I know it certainly helps many of my clients. Whenever they're in a tricky situation, or if their anxiety has gone up, or they're feeling down, practice expanded awareness. I hope to see you next time practicing this and have a conversation with you at your next session to see how you've gone with expanded awareness. This is Matthew Tait. This is Fork in the Road Coaching, and I look forward to working with you in the next session.